Deep in space, a small Saiyan pod drifts away from a burning planet. Inside the pod, a crying infant with wild hair looks out the window, his tiny fists pressed against the glass as the only world he'd ever known collapses into fire behind him. A sudden cosmic rift opens, pulling the small spacecraft into a mysterious dimension. A swirl of violet light swallowing the pod whole, as if the universe itself had other plans for this child. The pod emerges above a planet shaped like an upside-down pyramid tree. With a thunderous crash, the spacecraft slams into the serene grassy plains, sending birds scattering and a pillar of dust into the golden sky. Whis approaches the smoking crater, his staff glowing with a soft white light. He tilts his head, mildly inconvenienced, the way someone might react to a pebble in their shoe. My, how rude! I had just finished trimming that lawn. The angel peers inside the pod and finds the infant Saiyan reaching out, not crying anymore, but laughing, grabbing at the glowing tip of Whis' staff like it was a toy. Whis senses a dormant power that rivals the legends of the Saiyan race. His eyes narrow, just for a moment, before that ever-present smile returns. Well now, aren't you interesting? In his deep slumber, Beerus stirs as the infant's power resonates through the temple. A low growl rumbles through the halls, but the cat-like god merely rolls over, pulling his blanket tighter. Whis decides to raise the child, seeing a potential successor to the throne. He lifts the baby gently with one hand. I suppose every angel needs a project. Years pass quickly as the young Saiyan learns the ways of the gods. Goku trains daily, his movements guided by the graceful instructions of the angel. No, your left foot is a disaster, Whis would say, tapping the boy's ankle with his staff. Again, from the top.
The oracle fish predicts a great warrior will emerge from the Saiyan bloodline. It yawns, barely opening one eye. Something big's coming from that monkey kid. Don't say I didn't warn you. Unlike on Earth, Goku never hits his head, retaining his sharp Saiyan instincts, and with them a cunning edge that would have been lost on a gentler world. Whis teaches Goku to control his primal rage, turning it into divine focus. Anger is fuel, young one, Whis explains softly, watching the boy's aura flicker between gold and white. But a god does not let the fuel drive the ship. Goku masters the art of flight, soaring through the surreal skies of Beerus's planet, looping between floating rock formations, laughing with a joy that echoes across the heavens. Beerus finally wakes up, startled by a loud explosion in his backyard gardens. He bolts upright, ears flattened. Whis! What in the 12 universes was that? The god of destruction confronts the young intruder training in his sacred realm. A boy, no older than 10, stands in the middle of a freshly made crater, fists still smoking. Sorry about the tree, the boy says, scratching the back of his head. Whis introduces Goku as the new student, much to the god's initial annoyance. Lord Beerus, meet Goku. I've been training him while you slept. Beerus stares. You brought a pet? Beerus challenges the boy to a test of speed to prove his worthiness. Touch my sash before I count to 3, and you can stay, Beerus says with a yawn, clearly expecting this to be over in a heartbeat. 1, 2... Goku surprises Beerus by landing a light tap on the god's flowing sash. Beerus blinks. Twice. The boy grins. That was fun! Can we go again? Impelled by curiosity, Beerus allows the Saiyan to continue his divine education.
Fine,
the god mutters, turning away so the boy can't see the faintest hint of a smirk.
But if you break anything else, I'm erasing you. Goku begins learning the secrets of God Ki, skipping the traditional Super Saiyan forms entirely, leaping past what would take most warriors a lifetime to discover. The training is brutal, pushing the Saiyan child to his absolute physical limits. Days bleed into weeks, weeks into months. Goku collapses, gets up, collapses again, gets up again. Whis watches and waits, and never once tells him to stop. Beerus shares his snacks with Goku, introducing him to the flavors of the universe. "Try this one," the god says, tossing a glowing pastry at the boy. Goku takes one bite and his eyes go wide. "This is the best thing I've ever eaten!" Beerus nods approvingly. "Finally, someone with taste." Goku's tail remains, a symbol of his heritage that Whis refuses to remove. "It is a part of who you are," the angel says simply, watching the tail sway behind the boy as he trains. "We do not erase what we can learn to master." On a full moon night, Goku's transformation is controlled by Whis' magic staff. The great ape form flickering, then settling, then calming, the boy's eyes glowing red before fading back to black. Whis sighs. "That was closer than I'd like to admit." Goku reaches adolescence, his power now surpassing the average elite Saiyan warrior, though he doesn't know it yet because he has no one to compare himself to. He sparred with the shadows of past warriors conjured by the angel's staff, echoes of fallen legends flickering like ghosts, each one faster and fiercer than the last. Whis tells Goku about his home planet and the fate of his people. He speaks gently, the way one might explain a storm to a child who has never seen rain. "Your world was called Vegeta. It no longer exists. You are among the last of your kind." The young warrior feels no sadness, only a burning desire to grow stronger. He clenches his fist. "That I'll make sure no one ever does that to anyone else's home." Beerus decides it is time for Goku to face a real cosmic threat. He stands from his chair with the slow authority of someone who has destroyed civilizations over breakfast. "You've been playing with shadows long enough, boy." Whis prepares a new outfit for Goku, marking his status as a god in training. Dark fabric trimmed with the sigil of destruction, a cape that catches the wind like a promise. The oracle fish laughs, sensing a disturbance in the distant corners of Universe 7. "Oh dear," it chuckles, spinning in its bowl. "Someone out there has no idea what's coming." Far away on Earth, the Z-Fighters do not exist. The planet is peaceful. No Piccolo, no Krillin, no battles scorching the countryside. Just quiet lives, untouched by fate. Suddenly, a Saiyan pod identical to Goku's lands in the North City wasteland. The ground shakes, car alarms blare, people run. Raditz steps out, searching for his younger brother with a clicking scouter. "Kakarot, where are you hiding, little brother?" He finds only weak humans, and no trace of the Saiyan named Kakarot. Raditz scowls, his scouter cycling through power levels so low they barely register. Pathetic. This whole planet is worthless. On Beerus' planet, Whis detects the arrival of Raditz on the distant Earth. His staff hums. "How curious. It seems you have a visitor, Goku. A blood relative, no less." Goku asks for permission to travel to Earth and meet his own kind. He turns to Beerus, something unfamiliar flickering in his eyes. "Lord Beerus, I want to go. I need to see this for myself." Beerus agrees, but only if Goku promises to finish the job quickly. "Don't dawdle," he says, already reaching for another snack. I want you back before dinner gets cold. Whis and Goku travel through the cosmos at speeds faster than light, the stars blurring into rivers of white, the angel's staff carving a path through reality itself. They arrive on Earth, hovering silently above the location of the Saiyan intruder. The air is still. The clouds part, and then a shadow falls over Raditz. Raditz looks up, his scouter exploding from the sheer magnitude of Goku's power. Sparks fly from his face as the device shatters. His mouth hangs open. What is that? Goku descends, his presence causing the very ground to crack and tremble. He lands softly, almost gently, but the earth splits beneath his feet anyway. Raditz is terrified, unable to comprehend the divine energy radiating from his brother. He stumbles back, every instinct in his Saiyan blood screaming at him to flee. You're Kakarot? That's impossible! Goku questions Raditz about the Saiyan race and their current ruler, Frieza. His voice is calm, measured, nothing like the wild-eyed warrior Raditz expected. Tell me everything. Who is Frieza? What did he do to our people? Raditz reveals that Frieza destroyed their home and enslaved the remaining survivors. The words tumble out of him, half confession, half plea. He killed our father, our king, everyone. We had no choice but to serve him. Goku decides that Frieza is a stain on the universe that must be erased. His expression doesn't change, but the air around him does. It gets heavier, thicker, harder to breathe. Then he dies. Whis smiles, knowing that the real training of a destroyer has finally begun. There it is, the angel murmurs to himself. That resolve. Raditz attempts to attack, but Goku effortlessly deflects him with a single finger. The older brother's fist stops dead against Goku's fingertip, the shockwave flattening the trees behind them. Raditz's eyes go wide with horror. With a swift motion, Goku knocks Raditz unconscious to spare his life. He catches his brother before he hits the ground. You're still family, Goku says quietly. I'm not going to kill you. Whis suggests they recruit the other Saiyans to serve the God of Destruction.
If there are more like him, they could be useful, with the proper guidance, of course. They travel to a distant planet where Vegeta and Nappa are currently conquering. The sky choked with smoke, the ground littered with the ruins of a civilization that fought back and lost. Vegeta stands over a pile of rubble, sensing an impossible power approaching. He freezes mid-breath, his gloves still dusted with ash. Nappa, do you feel that? Goku and Whis appear instantly, startling the Saiyan Prince and his giant comrade. Nappa stumbles, Vegeta doesn't, but the vein in his temple tells a different story. Vegeta is enraged by the presence of a low-class Saiyan with such power. Who the hell are you? He snarls, his pride burning hotter than any ki blast. No low-born Saiyan should have power like this. It's an insult. Goku doesn't even move. He lets the Saiyan Prince's attacks land harmlessly. Punches, kicks, a Gallic gun at point-blank range. Goku stands through all of it, untouched, his cape barely ruffled. The gap in their power is like comparing an ant to a sun, and Vegeta knows it. For the first time in his life, the prince has nothing to say. Goku offers Vegeta a chance to gain power beyond his wildest dreams. He extends his hand. "Come with me. I can show you what real strength looks like. You'll never grovel before a tyrant again." Vegeta accepts, driven by his obsession to surpass this mysterious, god-like warrior. He slaps Goku's hand away, but follows him anyway. "I'm not doing this for you," Vegeta hisses. "I'm doing this so I can surpass you." Whis takes them all back to Beerus's planet for a new era of training. The Angel glances back at the Saiyans, one unconscious, one furious, and one smiling like a child on an adventure. "Lord Beerus is going to love this." Beerus is amused by the growing collection of Saiyans in his backyard. He watches from his balcony, tail swishing. "Whis, my planet is not a kennel." But he doesn't tell them to leave.
Goku becomes the leader, pushing Vegeta and Raditz through divine hell. He trains them the way Whis trained him. No shortcuts, no mercy, no excuses. "Get up," he tells Vegeta after the prince collapses for the 20th time. "You said you wanted to surpass me. This is how." The Saiyans learn to suppress their base urges and tap into God Ki, a process that takes years of meditation, discipline, and more than a few broken bones. Years later, Goku has fully matured into a warrior of legendary status. His frame is taller, his eyes sharper, and there is a stillness about him now, the kind of calm that only comes from knowing exactly how powerful you are. His power is now so great that Beerus treats him as an equal. The God of Destruction no longer calls him boy, he calls him by name. Whis announces that Frieza is moving toward a planet called Namek. The Angel's staff projects an image of a small green world. He's searching for the Dragon Balls, artifacts that can grant wishes, including immortality. Goku decides it is time to face the tyrant and avenge his race. He stands, his cape falling into place behind him. He doesn't get to live forever, not after what he's done. The Saiyan squad, led by Goku, prepares for their final departure. Vegeta cracks his knuckles. Raditz tightens his gauntlets. There are no speeches, no war cries, just three Saiyans walking toward the light of Whis' staff. They arrive on Namek, where Frieza is terrorizing the peaceful local villagers. Green fields are burning, Namekian elders lie broken on the ground, and at the center of it all, a pale tyrant sits in his hover chair, sipping wine. Frieza senses a group of high power levels and stops his conquest. The wineglass pauses halfway to his lips. "What is this?" Goku lands directly in front of Frieza's ship, his cape fluttering behind him. The wind dies, the fires seem to dim, and for a single frozen moment, the entire planet holds its breath. Frieza mocks the Saiyan, calling him a stray dog from a dead race. "Oh, how adorable!" Frieza sneers, setting down his glass. "A monkey in a god's costume. Tell me, did you dress yourself, or did someone do it for you?" Goku responds with a calm silence that unnerves the Galactic Emperor. He simply looks at Frieza, not with rage, not with hatred, but with the quiet certainty of someone who already knows how this ends. Vegeta steps forward, eager to show Frieza his new God-given strength. "You remember me, don't you, Frieza?" The prince's voice is low, dangerous. "I used to bow to you. Those days are over." Vegeta transforms into a form beyond Super Saiyan, surprising even Frieza. His hair burning crimson, his aura shaking the planet to its core. This is not the Vegeta Frieza remembers. This is something else entirely. The Saiyan Prince obliterates Frieza's elite guards with a single energy wave. The Ginyu Force, the armored battalions, the hovering warships, all of it
gone in a flash of red light. Frieza is forced into his final form immediately to survive the onslaught. His body cracks and shifts, his power swelling. But even as he transforms, there is something new in his eyes. Fear. Even in his final form, Frieza is no match for the Saiyan's God Ki. Every attack he throws is slower, weaker, more desperate. He's throwing punches at the sky and wondering why the sky won't fall. Goku stops Vegeta, wanting to end the tyrant's life himself with dignity. He places a hand on the prince's shoulder. "That's enough, Vegeta. This one's mine." Vegeta grits his teeth, but steps back. Frieza launches a planet-destroying attack in a desperate, final attempt. "If I can't have this universe," Frieza screams, his voice cracking, "then no one can!" A massive ball of energy rises above him, large enough to swallow the planet whole. Goku catches the attack with one hand, shrinking it into a small marble. The light compresses, the roar fades, and what was meant to be an apocalypse now rests quietly in Goku's palm, no bigger than a bead. With a flick of his finger, Goku sends the energy back at Frieza. "This belongs to you," Goku says. Nothing more. Frieza is erased from existence, and the Saiyan race is finally avenged. The sky clears, the fires go out, and somewhere across the cosmos, the ghosts of planet Vegeta rest a little easier. The Namekians thank the Saiyans, but Goku remains focused on his divine duty. He nods to the elders, respectful but distant. There is no celebration in his eyes, only the steady gaze of someone with more work to do. Whis is impressed, noting that Goku's temperament is perfect for a destroyer. Restrained, decisive, and just the right amount of dramatic flair, the angel muses. "You're a natural." They return to Beerus, who is waiting with a feast to celebrate. The table stretches across the entire courtyard, mountains of food from every corner of the universe. "Well," Beerus says, tearing into a leg of something enormous, "did you leave a mess?" Vegeta realizes he will never catch Goku, but he is content as his second. He sits at the far end of the table, eating in silence, watching Goku laugh at something the oracle fish said. And for the first time, the sting of second place doesn't burn. It almost feels right. Goku reflects on how different his life would have been on Earth. He pauses between bites, staring at the sky, a sky he has known since infancy, a sky that is home. He sees a version of himself with friends like Krillin and Bulma, a simpler life, full of laughter and tournaments and last-minute victories. A good life, a human life. But here, he is a guardian of the cosmos, a being of pure power, and he wouldn't trade it for anything. Beerus announces that he will soon enter a long sleep of several centuries. He stretches, yawning wide enough to swallow a moon.
"Try not to destroy my universe while I'm gone." He officially names Goku as the acting God of Destruction of Universe 7. The words hang in the air like a coronation. No crown, no ceremony. Just a god trusting another with everything he has. Goku accepts the mantle, promising to maintain balance with strength and mercy. "I'll protect it," Goku says. "All of it. Every last star." Whis remains as his guide,
The partnership between Saiyan and Angel finalized. The two share a look, teacher and student. Now something closer to equals. The universe enters a new age of peace under the watchful eye of Goku. Threats like Cell and Boo are dealt with before they even begin, extinguished like candle flames before they can grow into wildfires. Goku visits Earth occasionally, making sure the planet remains a paradise. He walks among the humans unseen, a god in plain clothes, watching children play in parks that were never scorched by battle. The Saiyan who was sent to the gods has become the greatest of all. Deep within the universe, a new energy begins to stir in a dark void. Something old, something patient, something that has been waiting for exactly this moment. Goku senses the disturbance instantly, his divine senses sharper than ever. His eyes snap open mid-meditation. There you are! Whis notes that another universe's rogue god may be crossing the boundaries. His staff flickers with data. This energy signature doesn't belong to our universe. Someone, or something, is tearing through the walls. Goku prepares for his first true test as the acting God of Destruction. He stands, rolls his shoulders, and the calm in his eyes hardens into something far more dangerous. Vegeta insists on joining, wanting to test his new Crimson God form. "Don't even think about leaving me behind," the prince growls, his aura already flickering red. "I didn't train for decades to sit on a rock." They fly toward the edge of Universe 7, where the barrier is thin, the stars thinning out, the light growing cold, the silence pressing in from all sides. A mysterious warrior from Universe 11 emerges, cloaked in a dark shadow. He's massive, still. His eyes burn like dying stars. The intruder is Jiren, sent on a mission by his own universe's gods. He says nothing at first. He doesn't need to. His presence alone bends the space around him. The two powerhouses stare each other down, the vacuum of space vibrating. Neither moves, neither blinks. The universe holds its breath for the second time. Jiren attacks first, his punch packing the force of a supernova. The blow tears through the void, warping light itself. A fist that could crack a planet aimed directly at Goku's face. Goku smiles, finally finding an opponent who can push his limits further. "Now this," he whispers, catching the fist in his palm, "is what I've been waiting for." They trade blows at speeds that defy the laws of time and space, each impact sending ripples across dimensions, each clash bright enough to be mistaken for a newborn star. Vegeta tries to intervene, but Jiren's shockwaves are too much to handle. The prince is thrown back, his crimson aura flickering. Damn it, this is beyond me. Goku realizes he must tap into the ultimate state Whis taught him, the technique that exists beyond thought, beyond instinct, beyond everything he has ever known. The Ultra Instinct state manifests, making Goku's movements perfect and automatic. Silver light erupts from his body, his hair shifts to white, his eyes become mirrors, reflecting everything, reacting to nothing. Jiren is shocked, never having seen a mortal master the technique of angels. For the first time, the stoic warrior's composure cracks. Impossible. This power belongs only to the divine. With a single concentrated palm strike, Goku sends Jiren back into the rift. The blow doesn't just hit Jiren. It corrects him, pushing him back where he belongs, sealing the tear behind him like a door closing. The rift closes, and the universe is safe once again from external threats. The stars settle. The silence returns, but it's a different silence now, one of reverence. Goku exhales, the silver light fading back into his natural divine state. He flexes his hand once, then lets it fall. That was close. Whis congratulates Goku, noting he has reached the level of a true master.
I do believe, the angel says, his voice carrying the faintest note of pride, that I have nothing left to teach you. They return home, where the oracle fish is waiting with another prophecy. It swims in nervous circles, its scales shimmering. I saw something, and you're not gonna like it. The fish warns of a brotherly bond that will be tested in fire. 2 Saiyans, 1 flame, and only the bond between them will decide if the universe survives. Vegeta looks away, his pride still stinging from his inability to help against Jiren. His fists are clenched at his sides, his jaw tight. He says nothing, but the silence says everything. Goku offers to train Vegeta personally to help him bridge the divine gap. He walks over and stands beside the prince. No pity, no condescension, just presence. You and me, tomorrow morning. No holding back. For the first time, the 2 Saiyans train as true brothers and equals, not rivals, not competitors, but 2 warriors pushing each other towards something neither could reach alone. Years later, Beerus wakes up briefly to see the progress they've made. He watches them spar from his balcony, 2 gods in everything but name, their power shaking the foundations of his world. Heh, he murmurs. He smiles, knowing he chose the right successor for his precious universe. Then he yawns, rolls over, and goes back to sleep. The story of the Saiyan who landed on Earth is forgotten by time. No one tells it. No one remembers it.
Because it never happened. But the legend of the Saiyan God of Beerus' planet begins today. Goku looks out at the cosmos, his journey only just beginning to unfold. Stars stretch to infinity before him, and somewhere out there, something is waiting. Something that will demand everything he has, and more. In a distant galaxy, a new threat arises from the ashes of Frieza. A cold empire doesn't die with its emperor. It festers, it mutates, it evolves. Cooler has achieved a transformation that rivals the power of the gods. Frieza's brother, older, colder, and consumed by a vengeance that has been sharpening itself for years. He heads toward Beerus' planet to challenge the one who killed Frieza. His fleet darkens the stars behind him like a swarm of iron locusts. Goku senses the incoming malice and prepares his squad for total war. He opens his eyes. He's coming here! Vegeta grins. Good, let him. The battle begins in the upper atmosphere of the Destroyer's sacred home. The sky splits open with the first exchange, violet and gold light painting the clouds in streaks of war. Cooler supernova is countered by Goku's god-tier Kamehameha wave of energy. The 2 beams collide, and for a moment, it looks like a second sun has been born above the planet. Vegeta deals with the remnant fleet, showing no mercy to the invaders. Ship after ship crumbles under his crimson blasts, the debris raining down like metallic snow. Cooler is defeated, begging for a mercy that a destroyer cannot give. He kneels in the crater his own body made, broken, gasping. Please, I'll leave, I'll never. Goku utters the word Hakai, erasing the threat from the timeline forever. There is no explosion, no flash, just silence, and then nothing where Cooler once was. Whis records the victory in his cosmic archives, praising Goku's swift justice. Clean, efficient, no unnecessary suffering, the angel notes. You've come a long way from the boy who broke my lawn.
Raditz looks at his hands, marveling at the strength he never dreamed of. He opens and closes his fists, watching the faint glow of divine energy pulse beneath his skin. Kakarot, what have we become? The trio of Saiyans has become the ultimate protectors of Universe 7. Goku feels a strange pull toward the Grand Priest's palace in Zeno's realm. It's subtle,
like a whisper at the edge of hearing, a thread tugging at something deep inside him. Whis explains that Goku is being considered for a higher heavenly rank. The Grand Priest does not summon lightly, Whis says carefully. This is an honor that has not been extended in eons. Goku is hesitant, wanting only to continue his training and live simply. I don't need a title, he says, looking out at the horizon. I just need to keep getting stronger. That's enough. But destiny has a way of finding him no matter where he is, and the thread keeps pulling. The oracle fish giggles, seeing many more adventures in the distant future. Oh, you think this was the hard part? It says, spinning lazily. Sweetie, you haven't seen anything yet. The world of Beerus has become Goku's true home, his final sanctuary. The strange pyramid planet with its golden skies and floating stones. The place that took in a crying infant and raised a god. Goku closes his eyes, meditating on the infinite power he now commands. The wind moves through his hair, the stars turn overhead, and somewhere, in the deepest part of him, a Saiyan heart still beats, wild, restless, hungry for what comes next. This is the story of the Saiyan God, the protector of all things.